United Nations troops are obliged to fall back on all fronts in the face of attacks by Chinese friends. This is the bitter fate of the Allied armies, who almost had the independence of Korea a settled question.
Here in Wisconsin, and the great people from Heroes Rations sent me a Korean War C-Ration that's fully edible, and we're going to try it out. So let's check it out. So what we got here is an authentic reproduction of a Korean War C-Ration. A little reproduction pack of smokes. Full disclosure, there's none in here. It's just for the authenticity of it. Otherwise, I probably would smoke them. You got your coffee, milk, sugar, pack of matches, tissue paper, some more sugar, looks like some spearmint gum, and water purification tablets. I won't need those today, but let's check out what they sent me to try. Boneless chicken. We're gonna cook them up. Cookies and crackers. So we're gonna try this C-Ration out. I'm gonna skip a few layers. Not quite as cold as it was at the Chosen. Ditch the helmet. So we're gonna cook this up and we're gonna see what the troops would have ate in Korea. No, this isn't Korean War cooking stove or nothing, but I'm doing the best that I can. Well, it's hunting season in Wisconsin. I'm on private property. No one's hunting today. Undisclosed location, and which gave me the opportunity to do this. Otherwise, I would be wearing blaze orange. Let's get a little coffee going here. While that warms up, you know, I don't know much about C-Rations, but this, it seems like the real deal. I mean, in the little packet of goodies, you got your boneless chicken, freeze dried, of course, and cookies and crackers. Let's try the cookies and crackers. And the people at, like I said, Heroes Rations, look them up. They do World War II through Vietnam era C-Rations and probably beyond Vietnam. But this is what it looks like. All period correct. They go through a lot of research to do this. Very good. Actually, that's really good. We're gonna make some coffee like the GIs and Marines, UN forces would have in Korea. Now, with it being the 75th anniversary of the Korean War, and I've documented many veterans who were at the Chosin Reservoir, 75th anniversary of the Chosin Reservoir. You can bust me up in the comments there. But a lot of them didn't have time to stop and actually utilize their C-Rations. Most of them got 15 minutes sleep at best. And anybody that doesn't know about the Chosin Reservoir, Chairman Mao, the communist dictator of China, warned UN forces that if they cross the 38th parallel, he will intervene. That was brushed aside. So in mid-October, the late October, we crossed the 38th parallel. We captured the North Korean capital in, I had it been 72 hours. And the 1st Marine Division, along with the 7th Infantry Division, other various UN forces went around Korea and went in Wonsan Harbor in North Korea to the Chosin Reservoir. There were many firefights before the anniversary of the official start of the battle, which is November 27th, 1950. But any captured prisoners of Chinese, they were brushed aside that no, the Chinese aren't coming in. And then on November 27th, 1950, my research and the veterans I talked to, 200,000 Chinese swarmed around the reservoir and trapped a loosely consolidated 20,000 or so UN combatants that were making their way to the Yalu River. Which primarily the 1st Marine Division, 7th Infantry, U.S. Army, various Republic of Korea fighters, and also the 41st Commandos, which were British. But so I wanted to tie that all in with this. You know, it's Korean War era, so we're gonna see what the rations are all about. And it looks like this is warming up pretty quick. But I've documented a lot of veterans that fought at Udam Knee, at the Chosin Reservoir, Fox Company, the last stand of Fox Company, Hagaru, Kotori, and all those veterans. Everything's the same. The details, anyways. It was just miserable. We're talking 40 to 50 below zero. You can't even open your C-Rations because you're constantly fighting off hordes of Chinese. And against popular belief, the Chinese did attack in waves. One wave after another. And the UN forces were outnumbered 10 to 1 in most areas. So I wanted to tie this Korean War C-Ration review in with the Chosin Reservoir. Well, that's warming up pretty quick. So let's see about this. Coffee. Should have brought a knife. There we go. It tastes like coffee. As it should. We'll throw a little bit milk. Who doesn't like milk with their coffee? Try not to spill it. Now I'm wearing Korean War era clothes. I mean, people can bust me up in the comments. I mean, it's not accurate for 1950. This jacket was given to me by my friend Vincent Salcedo, who's in my book, In Combat in Korea, 18 Veterans Remember the War. He wore this home from Korea. This is a 1951 pile cap, they're called. But it's all in the vibe, right? We got the M38 Jeep. Now we're going to throw in some sugar. You know, this is all reproduction, but fully edible. And not just for military enthusiasts. I think these would be good for camping. If you're out roughing it in the mountains, you like to go hiking in Colorado, who knows what you like to do. But I think these would be a great addition to your pack. There's coffee. You know, it's really not that bad. Woo! Hot going down the pipe though. Let that cool down. And boneless chicken. So should probably throw in another little and these are reusable. It's under my understanding that you can go and they'll refill them for you. But I'm gonna scorch this one here. So and this is what that chicken looks like. So this is a very accurate representation of what GIs, Marines, UN forces would have been given. And that's chicken, freeze-dried chicken. Pretty cool. Ooh. And again, this is what it looks like when it comes in the box. It's just like back in the day. Heroes rations, check them out. World War II through Vietnam, probably beyond, but these are just super neat. You want to live a little bit of history of what your uncle or your dad or great uncle or whoever did when you were in the military, check them out. And like I said, this would be great for anyone that likes to can. Let's check out these crackers. Let that cook. Oh, there goes the lid. Thinking about it, I should have saved a cookie to dip in the coffee. I'll remember next time. These are pretty good. Wow. They come with utensils too. Also, I brought out an M1 rifle in the spirit of the Korean War and the veterans of the Chosin Reservoir. Keep that right there. It's cooking pretty good, it looks like. I could just imagine being out there in the front lines, and this is what you got to do. Of course, these are screw-off tops. Otherwise, you'd have to have a P38 can opener, and you'd be sitting there opening this up with a little can opener. If you don't know how to use it, you ain't gonna eat. I had a lot of veterans tell me from the Chosin Reservoir, they just didn't have time to eat. They were constantly fighting. Oh yeah, wow. It actually tastes like Campbell's chicken noodle soup. So if I cook it thoroughly, I don't want to get sick here. We'll get a little video here. Kind of see what's going on. You know, and this is just pretty cool, and I'm going to keep saying it, but I'm fortunate enough that they sent me this to try, and I'm looking forward to trying this chicken. I'll let that cook a little bit so we know it's cooked up. Get some more of that coffee. It's a little chilly out here in Wisconsin. I tried to start this video earlier when it was really snowing, but we're in the woods, so it is what it is. But I wanted to capture that vibe of the Chosin Reservoir. Now, granted, it's 28 degrees here in Wisconsin, not 40 below zero, or this probably would have already froze. I just couldn't imagine what those guys had to go through, and 3 of them are represented in my book. Gotta start paying attention here. That's good chicken broth. I was actually hoping it would still just a blizzard yet, but it is what it is, right? And I was trying to think of different ways. How can I do a video? I don't want to just sit at a table. Let's do something interesting. I got the Jeep. I got the rifles. I got the clothes from my veteran buddies. So might as well drive out here and be out here like if you were in the field. Of course, this is not even a period correct cook stove. I got that off Amazon, so don't bust me up on that either. Let's try a little bit. That's like Campbell's chicken noodle soup. I should have brought some Tabasco or Louisiana hot sauce. Standard issues for back then. But you should have done this and should have done that. I still think this is pretty neat. I'm burning the hell out of this can, so sorry, Heroes Rations. You know, and this is what a real serving size probably is. I mean, there it is. I can dig that. Got one cracker left. Let's do it up. Woo! Pretty good. So I let that cook and I finished my coffee. I want to just say thanks, Heroes Rations. This is super cool. I hope the video is cool for everybody. I know everything's not accurate and what you doing using an Amazon cook stove for Korean War. Okay. But it is the 75th anniversary of the Chosin Reservoir, and as I stated earlier in the video, 3 veterans are represented out of the 18 in my book in combat for Korea. 18 veterans remember the war, and they told me, I mean, just sub-zero temperatures. And the Chinese, they'd be on top of you before you know it. You're using your rifle as a club, hand-to-hand combat. But over 10 Medal of Honors were awarded in that 13 to 15-day battle, and wheelbarrows full of Purple Hearts. And those 200,000 Chinese failed to do one thing, and that was stop the 1st Marine Division and other UN forces, 7th Infantry Division. They all consolidated at Haegaruri, and they punched south. And everybody calls it a retreat. It's not. They were surrounded. They fought their way out. So that should tell you the fighting spirit of our allies and the United States military. We hope you liked the video. I'm going to finish this up and get back in the house where it's cozy, so we'll see you around.